Hello, my name is Shirley Self, and I'm here to talk about, well, in honor of Halloween and all, I thought I would talk about death. William Butler Yeats, in his Vision, told us, outlined what happens after death. I know I've died a few times. I have a feeling I've died a few times. I seem to have remembered dying a few times. I remember being killed. I don't remember the process afterwards. So, you know, I'm taking this at Yeats' word. Anyway, to quote Yeats, death is symbolized as dawn and birth as sunset. Or to put that another way, to quote Plotinus, birth is being dropped into hell where you go to sleep. Okay. Yeats said that the state between lives is not paradise. It's a work. It's where the experience of this lifetime is processed and converted to understanding and added to consciousness and wisdom. Okay, at the point of death, at the very beginning of death, there's, you know, the tunnel. I've actually been in that tunnel. At the end of the tunnel, you see the vision of the blood kindred. You see your folks. As consciousness begins to wake up from its sleep in the body, there's a second vision. And this vision is a vision of the condition of the soul. Okay? Hopefully that went well. Once one is completely awake, once the consciousness comes completely awake from the body, there is a vision of the ultimate goal of the soul. Yeats called this ultimate goal of the soul the celestial body, or the golden wedding garment. He was a poet. He was a poet. He said that a living human has three parts, three bodies. The spirit, that's the body of consciousness. Passionate body, that's the emotional body. And the husk, an Anubis, the jackal-headed god. The husk is the blueprint of just this lifetime. It comes with this, is born with this body, cares for this body, and stays with this body as it disintegrates and disintegrates with this body. But the spirit and the passionate body go on to do the work between lives. So after the vision of the ultimate goal of the soul, comes a time that Yeats calls the meditation, in which the two bodies, the passionate body and the consciousness, stay with the body and hear and see kind of through the body. It's kind of a speakerphone by this time. So you can tell that dearly departed person pretty much anything you want to tell them, not that they can do much about it except become, the passionate body is capable of becoming denser, becoming more and more pained because of what it hears after it's dead. Now, if there's been a violent death, the three bodies may not be able to separate from the dead body. And consciousness will cling to its idea of itself, its self-image, its husk. It will be a ghost. This is usually due to the fact, and I think it might be always due to the fact, that the soul consciousness does not know it's dead. So it might be wise when you come to a ghost to just say, "Dear, you're dead. Go home." Anyway, when it realizes it's dead, the cleansing of the emotional body can begin. And that process is called the dreaming back. And all those unresolved emotional issues that you're still carrying around that you didn't deal with when you were alive, you will now deal with in the dreaming back. You will repeat over and over and over again the traumatizing experience until all the passion is exhausted out of it. And you will start with the worst one and end up with only the minor ones. But you got to try to clear the passionate body, because passionate body is so important that it be innocent when the new incarnation happens. That innocence is absolutely necessary. You don't want to carry these old passions into a new life. When that happens, you tend to reincarnate into the same circumstances, going around and around with the same people. So that happens. But the goal is to cleanse this passionate body. If you can cleanse the passionate body, your next lifetime will be a genius. Yay. Okay. Oh, the helping spirits. You're not going to be doing this alone. There are spirits over there that will set up all the environment, the situation for you, partake. It's a bunch of theater, I think. If your belief system is still active during this time, so if you think that Jesus is going to be over there and you take your hand, Jesus will do that and help you through this passionate body clearing. So your belief system is the next thing that actually has to be cleaned out. And this process, is called, I got an itch, is called the shiftings. And extremes, belief systems bring us into extremes. It's Sagittarius. It brings us into extreme fanaticisms. Well, you know what it can do to you. Look around. The point of the shiftings is to bring you into neutral again, so that you can start over with a new belief system. And you're going to do that by, if you've been a fanatic, you will be an agnostic. If you've been a fascist, you will be, what's the opposite of fascism? Sainthood? I don't know. Anyway, you will experience these things, not in body, but in the consciousness. And after you've shifted yourself back into neutral, yay, comes a period of time called the contemplation, in which you get to well, you're hanging out with your friends, those who share your interests, those who you go in and out with. I don't know if those are the ones, but you're supposed to be in a group and enjoying yourselves enormously. And during that time, you will be contemplating what should be done next lifetime, next incarnation. Reincarnation average, Yeats says. Understand, I have no real expertise here. I'm just telling you what he told me. Reincarnation average is about 3 generations, and a generation's about what, 20 years? So 60 years. That could be the average time to reincarnate. It can be earlier, it can be later, for sure, because it's really tricky. You know what you're going to want to do next lifetime, and you got to wait, for the proper parents, the proper setup, the proper cultural environment. All of that is very critical for you to be able to experience what you're supposed to experience next lifetime. That first 28 years of your next lifetime, if you got trouble in there, it's because you haven't done a good dreaming back. I mean, we all have to experience what we do, but if you've had an incomplete dreaming back, you'll notice it that first sometime in that first 28 years. It'll be a big issue. Anyway, happy Halloween, everyone. And if you keep your emotional, interior emotional environment clean now, if you do your primal scream regularly, you won't have so much work to do on that dreaming back. And it'll make you a happier person this lifetime. Anyway, Goddess bless. And do good work. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.